Hi everybody, good morning. This is the first day of a 21 financial biblical fast that we're going to be doing. Today I'm just going to review how to prepare yourself. Very important. Big picture, God's a very detailed God, and we need to put in place the proper things to be able to communicate with Him, have a close relationship with Him. So I'm going to review some of the things. The first is prayer. I highly recommend praying 3 times a day. What I typically do, and I hate to say it, but to cover all bases, God wants to know what's on your heart. So one of the things I like to do is, first of all, thank God for all the things that are in my life. No matter how small or big they are, I try to do about 25 items. It could be the brakes on my car, the person who invented the brakes on my car, the bolts that hold the brakes on. But anyways, the clothes that I'm wearing, the linens on my bed, anything that you can think of, because what it reminds you is how blessed you are, and God has given you all these things, and He's created all these things. He's made people who invented all these things. So you want to show Him how grateful you are. The next is He wants you to pray for other people. So what I do is I set up a trigger list of different things that I want to pray for on a daily basis, but different every day. And I do have that trigger list on my website, so you can check that out. It helps you. It's a discipline, very important. It also changes your heart. It reminds you that there's people out there too that need prayer. It can be government, churches, presidents, political figures, events that are going on. So you have the choice of whatever you want to pray for, and do that on a daily basis. Try to make it different every day. The next is you want to detail prayer to God on exactly what you want when it comes to finances. It could be breaking bad habits. If you're into gambling or into a shopaholic, you want to stop doing that. You want to be able to save money. You want to be able to pay your bills. Be very detailed. So tell Him exactly how much money you want. To pay my bills, I need $2,500 to pay the rent. I want to make $15,000 a month. I want to go on a vacation once a year. I mean, whatever you want, no matter how crazy or how hard it might be that you physically or mentally can pull off, don't put God in a box. He's an amazing God. Look what He has created. He can do anything in your life. He has split the waters for 2 million Israeli slaves to go through the Nile, and then close them up on His enemies. That's the kind of thing that He can do for you. He can do amazing things. So anyways, don't put God in a box in prayer. The next is, what I highly recommend is you do your daily devotionals. That means you read the Bible every day. And so one of the things that I do is I read this, let's see, it's a chronological study of the Bible, and it's great because not only does it tell you in order what goes on, but it also has historical background notes, so you can actually fit things together and have a better understanding of what's going on at that time. So this is a great type of Bible to read on a daily basis. It gives you a better perspective of really what's going on. The other is I do a devotional, and this one right here is with Max Lucado in His Grace. There's a devotional for the morning and the evening, which is cool. So I highly recommend getting this, or any kind of devotional, anything you want to read, as long as it reminds you of what God is all about, His discerning love. And then this is a book of promises. This is a sweet little book that tells me all the promises that God has for me and for you. So it reminds me daily how much He loves me. So these are the things I read every day, and I try to read them more than once a day, but that's the goal, is to read more Bible verses, try to remember Bible verses, more prayer every day. Really get into having this relationship with God. The more you do this, the more you hear from Him, the more He's going to tell you what to do. Sometimes He's going to tell you stuff that you don't want to do. You need to follow through with it. Amazing results happen. Have faith in them. The other thing that I do is I have what I call a financial prayer, and it basically talks about me being a good steward of money, because that's where it all begins. So one of the things to remind yourself about is a good steward of money. So even if you are a church or a business and you have to raise money, these are the kind of things that you need to do. God wants to see you do the small things right, and then He'll bless you with the big things. So remember that it's so important to do these kind of things every day, and God will advise you because He has the ultimate wisdom. And then what I do is I sign a contract, and this contract with God tells Him exactly what I want, that I'm praying for financially, and it also talks about how many days I'm going to do it for. And it's a good setup. It reminds you have it in writing, and I sign off on it. So this is just something to think about. It works really well for me. I highly recommend. This is also on the site too, so you just write your own thing, put it down, and sign off on it. Write a daily journal. It's so cool to look back at these journals after your fast and maybe even a year later, but I highly recommend doing fasts more often. Take a look at the miracles that happen when you fast. I have like 6 or 7 of these journals, and I look back at them. It's amazing. So just so you know, it's important, I think, to record what happens to you daily. I record dreams too, because I think dreams have a lot to offer. So just something to think about. Do that. The other is choosing the type of fast that you want. On my site, I have 3 different kind of fasts. One is basically a water fast, which is I call a cleansing fast. The other is a juice fast, which is highly nutritional, and the other is a Daniel fast. All these are very highly effective fasts, and they work really well when you're doing the fasting and praying. So these are the things that I'm recommending to do. I'm going to sign off today with, now the things actually I just told you today are the things you need to prepare yourself to do daily. And what I'm going to do is tomorrow, on the second day of the fast, I'm going to go over some more things to fine-tune what you're already doing, so it helps you get through the fast. And basically what we're looking for is a breakthrough. And here's a devotional from Grace for the Moment, Max Lucado. God's bottomless well. If anyone believes in me, rivers of living water will flow out from the person's heart. John 7:38. Don't you need regular sips from God's reservoir? I do. In countless situations, stressful meetings, dull days, long drives, demanding trips, and many times a day, I step to the underground spring of God. There I receive anew His work for my sin and death, the energy of His Spirit, His Lordship, and His love. Drink with me from the bottomless well. You don't have to live with a dehydrated heart. Receive Christ's work on the cross and the energy of His Spirit, His Lordship over your life, His unending, unfailing love. Drink deeply and often, and out of it you will flow rivers of living water. Okay, gang, see you tomorrow for the second day